My name is Neftaly Dubon, and my job title is VEC lead here at Swinerton. I've been here 7 years and counting, and I say definitely what keeps me coming back is the culture here. I've never worked at a place that's as friendly and caring for their employees. Everybody here is very approachable and is willing to share the information that they have with you to help improve your career or help you with a task at hand. You're always going to find a welcoming face where any cubicle you approach. So it's a refreshing feeling to work somewhere where everybody's just very collaborative. And I think that comes from us being employee owners and taking a lot of pride and ownership in what we do in day to day. So my path to my current position goes back to my high school days when I started taking drafting classes. And drafting is really the foundation of all creators and makers and inventors. So I was really passionate about being in some sort of engineering. At first, I was really particular about car manufacturing. As a young teenager, we all like cool cars, and I would work on them and think of like, okay, I'm gonna go model some part that I could put custom on my car nobody else has anywhere, because I designed it. And that type of process, and that led to me getting a job in manufacturing. And from manufacturing, I saw that there's more technology and more advancements in the construction world and the drafting that they're doing. So I switched over to the construction side about 7 years into my career. And I've been doing construction for about 17 years now. And yeah, it's been a great ride. I've been with just 2 companies those whole 17 years in construction. Both of them have been great experiences, but definitely I felt like Swinerton's going to be my home permanently. I would say it was my dad, because at first my focus was, like I said, in manufacturing, more of a smaller scale. But he was always, a handyman, a maintenance guy. He was never in construction per se, but was always a very handy person and built stuff. And I saw that he had a limitation because just of our status, that he couldn't have a job like I do right now. And now that I grew up, I was able to get into a field like this and really explore the potential, and. So it's kind of like, I feel like I'm living out my dream and a little bit of his dream too. Well, I wish that they knew that, one, you don't need to have a ton of higher education to get in there. So, I mean, if you have graduated with a master's or a bachelor's, that's great. But if you don't want to take that path and you want to take a career path that just requires you to have passion and experience, construction is definitely one of the industries that you can join the workforce that way and still be very successful in your career. So because of my manufacturing and background, I pay a lot of attention to detail and precision. And as you know, in construction, tolerances are much bigger than manufacturing tolerances, but that doesn't mean we're going to try to, not be accurate. So I feel like my knack for just getting all the dimensions just perfectly right and transferring that into the field and getting that laid out perfectly right, that all of that really has a huge impact on our self-perform division. They're able to install their product correctly the first time and not have to go back and rework anything, not have to worry about it being incorrect or anything. So our model really has a lot of skin in the game to make sure that's accurate, and then that translates directly into our field. Some of the key habits to embrace definitely are networking, not being shy, going to talk to your peers, even the ones that you feel you don't need to interact very much with. You never know what they're gonna be able to provide for you. So networking is definitely key. Also, just keep improving yourself, your skill set, so that when an opportunity arises, you're ready to go, and you know, you could jump on that opportunity and not say, oh, I need another few months or whatever to be ready. You're ready to go immediately. So that's really key advice. And I would say to stay away from is, you know, in construction, you want to stay away from changing jobs too much. I think that's kind of a sign of somebody that's not stable in their position, or maybe not passionate about what they're doing. And then I would also say that you want to avoid being too close-minded, you know, and thinking that you have enough experience to solve everything without anybody else's help. So I think those are really, really key things. Well, honestly, what I love most about my job is changing the skylines of cities, theme parks, you know, just hospitals. The impact that we have on the community, and seeing our projects as a part of normal society years later, is a really satisfying feeling. I mean, you go to a building that you erected, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and you see children and family enjoying their time there, and you just think about, man, I remember the effort it took to build this place, and it's paying off. You know, now it's gonna be a generational asset for our community. Yeah, my day-to-day is pretty wild, because it's even though we try to plan, everything is all about planning. I always come up and, you know, start my day with an unexpected issue of some sort. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small, but you got to be kind of nimble and fast to react to them, and then stick to the rest of your agenda for the rest of the day. So I rarely have lunch, and that's not because I'm not hungry or nothing. It's just I'm so into my work. It's so entertaining, I guess you could say, that by the time lunch comes and goes, I hardly even notice. So it's just a passion of mine, I guess. My family, and making them feel a sense of pride that, you know, that there's a person at the household that's a provider and a hard worker. And then my own personal pride too, that, you know, I know that I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to do my best to create something special for the community. So that's really what drives me. In my views, it's basically everybody treating each other like humans and not like co-workers. And I think that's what makes this place great. I mean, we do our work, but we also care about each other's families, each other's well-beings and health. And, you know, we say happy birthday to each other. We give each other hugs on our anniversaries and stuff like that. So I think that's very special. Those changes and new regulations, since I'm rarely out on the field, I really rely on our safety programs and our safety committees to inform us on, you know, through seminars that they hold or meetings that they hold, on what the new stuff is, the new rules, if you will, or the particular rules of a job site, and the safety mechanisms that you have to follow at each particular job site. And yeah, that's how I stay up to it. There's not like I don't take like any courses per se or anything like that, but I just follow closely the instruction of our safety department here. Yeah, I wanted to be some sort of inventor. I used to tell my mom ever since I was a little kid that I wanted to be a scientist and I wanted to be an inventor. And so I just always liked math, and I liked the geometry and just like things fitting perfectly into each other, you know, precision. So it was just like my natural desire to be like in the engineering field. Even when I was, some kids draw plants and trees, I would always draw like a rectangle and something very, how could I say, geometrically precise, as opposed to organic. So it was like a natural move for me to be in this career path. Well, I would definitely give you the message that anyone could do it. First, women, men, any race, any religion, any economic level, you can make it. It's more about just you getting involved at an early age and learning and getting that experience. And at first, it may seem like you're not, evolving, but after a few years, you're going to be surprised to look back at how much you've learned and how much value you could bring to your team. So just like anything in life, to perfect something, you have to do it every day, constantly, all the time, like any professional does. And repetition is good. Not repetition of the same exact activity, but repetition of the same type of problem-solving mentality. That's like the best way I could put it, because we're never solving the same thing twice, but there's always like the same type of approach, if you will, to solve construction and constructability issues out there in the field. Yeah, my most important lesson is definitely to be more of an open listener and not to discount people that are either younger than you or you perceive a certain way. So basically, it's like being open-minded and adaptable to different ideas and different solutions. You don't want to limit yourself to a very rigid mentality. You're not going to be doing very well in the industry if you do that. I have an experience, I guess, that I had in construction that was a bit unexpected. We were working as a contractor for Disney, and we were building Cars Land at the time. And we completed that job, and it was great success. And then because of the success of that project, we're hired as consultants to go work in Shanghai Disney. So I had the opportunity to live in Shanghai for 2 years and build Disneyland out there. And that was a great experience and very motivating, because it makes you feel like, okay, I'm at a very big scale project here and in a very important role. And it gave me confidence when I came back to the States to be able to take on any project here as well, from that experience. I feel like it's okay. I manage it pretty well. There are days that are long and stuff, but I think your mental health and your work-life balance is kind of a personal thing. Not everybody can be the same way, because I see some guys, they work day and night and they're fine, but if I did that, I might not be as well off. So it's kind of a personal thing. I think for me, there's a certain limit where I feel burned out. I just put everything away and enjoy the other aspects of my life. And when I'm ready to go, then I go. So that's how I manage it. And I feel like it's working out for me.